Hello everyone, Happy New Year. It's Kay here and I am here to add some more to my collection of altered playing cards. The challenge originally set by Sally Van Nuys, and more people thankfully are jumping on and enjoying the challenge. I met another lady, Gloria, and I'm blowed, I can't remember her name, her YouTube name, but there is a couple of other ladies joined in. Pamela is another one. Do watch out for their videos if you see them in the sidebar whilst you're watching other videos, because they tend to group them together where they can, and check out the other ladies. It's an incredible challenge. Nobody is doing the same thing. Some people are terribly artistic. Some people, like me, use die cuts, papers and that kind of thing. Betsy Doodle has used some gorgeous colours and textures. Everybody is putting their own slant on to their playing cards, and 52, as I've already said in other videos, may seem a bit of a daunting prospect, but you just do them in bite-sized pieces. Unbelievably, I have on the table here, before I even show you any more, 34. Now if you told me I would have done this many in such a short space of time, I would have said no way, but they are extraordinarily addictive, huge fun to do, and just lend themselves to a little bit of time here and there to get the challenge underway and then maintain it. So the next 4 I have to share with you, and this goes up now to 38, are these, and what I've done is embossed the card stock on both sides. One is the flush side, one is the decorative side of the embossing folder, and the other side is what would be the negative. One I've just covered in a blue and a gold wash, and then mopped back with baby wipes just to get that lovely luster on the card that you see. On this side I've just used some pearlized gold paint, which is this Artiste metallic antique gold, and I have to say it is so lovely, and it just, you can do it quite finely or heavy-handedly depending on your own choice. So this one says take my heart, this one says smile, shine like the stars, and these sayings were from a pad that I bought in the works, and it's all printed on vellum. These were the smallest ones that I could find, and I've cut these down. Sorry for the glare, but there's no other way I can share these really at this time of day with the light on. This is the one that says smile with me, and I think the antique gold around the edge and the reverse, they're all the same, just work really nicely together. And then finally, I didn't have a 4th gold sentiment. I just found this blue one, which isn't quite in keeping with the blue, but it says dance in the rain, which is a lovely sentiment if you can actually see it through the awful lighting that I'm having to use. I might just have a look on this side. Dance in the rain is the sentiment there. So that takes it up to 38. I've then done these, which are very textured. I've stenciled, inked, added Lindy's Stamp Gang spritzes and sprays, a little bit of stamping over the embossing, not that you can make out what it is, and then on the back more of the gold luster, and it's just a butterfly or a space aged plant. There we are, there's my space age plant, and I've just run the goldy paint up through as if it was just giving off sparks in the sunlight. This one says admit 1. This one says live life to the full. And what I did was laid all of these cards out onto an A4 sheet and then just proceeded to decorate the sheet of paralysed paper that I wanted to use, and then cut the cards out, and whatever landed on them, but it's worked really quite well. More stamping, a bit of leaf work, admit 1, and the butterfly again. This one, live, love and laugh, and this is a wreath stencil. You can just about make it out around the edge there, and I just used a heavy modelling paste and then spritzed and so on it. But this is where this particular card landed in the great scheme of things. And then more print there. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and here you can see more stamping over the embossing as we got to the centre part of where a lot of the paste and so on was laying. Butterfly on the back, upside down, but we won't talk about that. I'm so sorry. It's just the way some of them have landed, where I've got so carried away with moving forward. I've had to just make a decision. Am I going to have it the right way up on the front and leave the back a little bit upsy-downsy? And of course I've left the back as you would. Live life to the full again. I do love that sentiment. So that concludes those. So what did I say? 38, and 4 is 42, and 6 is 48. So I am almost, no, 43, sorry. Am I? 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. I've actually done more than I need to. How bizarre. So that's 44. I might as well carry on then, because I've got the others here. I was going to do another video, but I don't need to. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. No, we're on a roll. It's okay. This is Cats and Dogs from G45, and they are all graphic 45, sorry, and they are all the same on the back side. It's a batch cook, little flat back pearls here, and again it is identical, tiny little stamped 3-layer flower in the corner, and as I say, they're all exactly the same on the back. And then I've got 4 more here, and I think I've made one too many, because I did use one of the instruction packs on the card pack, but I won't worry about it. It just is what it is. The challenge has been completed. I'm not sorry. I actually feel I would probably go on and make more of these at a later date, because it really has been a lovely challenge to take part in, but they really are so addictive, and I had to get things done because I'm working on another project, and I've got a couple of things in the pipeline, and I promised myself I would finish this before I went on to another one. So this is more of that stamping and spraying on the paralysed card from the previous set, but I have done the fronts differently insofar as I've put a typed word or a stamped word on the card, which is discover and dream and explore, and finally journey. And they really have been such a lovely thing to alter. I think out of the whole amount, there are only 2 that I'm not overly pleased with, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, you work to in a certain way always when you craft, and I definitely am what I name myself a batch cooker, and I do like to be able to start something and utilize whatever I've got to hand. So that is the total amount of the cards, which I will pan out very shortly so that you can see them in all their glory. This is the sum total of the 52 card pickup. Thank you, Sally. It has been an inspired challenge to take part in. It's not something that is normally even thought about. I've altered playing cards in the past, but it's been for a specific purpose, and it's never been a whole pack. So this has actually been a lovely, lovely experience. I hope more people take the time to join in. You don't, as I've said before, need to finish the whole pack. It is entirely up to you, as long as you let Sally know that you have started and that you have finished. Even if it happened to be only 4 cards, I'm sure that would be equally as acceptable as going on to make the whole pack altered. So thank you for sharing this time with me. It's very much appreciated as always. Let's hope that 2020 brings us all, us lovely crafting people, a whole load of inspiration and the same amount of pleasure in taking part and supporting one another where we can. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.